You've got a stunning Bitcoin forecast. Where do you see it going?
50,000 by the end of the year.
By the end of the year?
Correct.
Now, in January, were you a little bit wobbly about that prediction?
No.
So what do you guys think? Can Bitcoin hit $50,000 by the end of the year? Now, notice that this is on CNBC Fast Money, right? CNBC. They've been wrong probably on every single prediction that they've made. Updates later. Let's first look at the total market cap right now. And in previous videos, I was saying that around $450 to $500 billion market cap. And we're looking at the total crypto market cap, around coin market cap. And I said there's massive resistance right over here. And if we are not able to just straight blow right past it, we're going to start making a right shoulder right over here. And actually where support sits, the first support is sitting at about $340 billion market cap. So we're at 376 and we're looking at about $30 billion to drop more. And what could happen after is if this support does hold and we come back up to the $450 billion market cap, this is where we would see confirmation on whether it goes past it or it falls back apart. And if we start seeing lower lows, this could be the start of a prolonged bear trend for the entire crypto market. Let's talk about Litecoin right now. What does Litecoin have going for it? Where are we at? All right, Litecoin. Now, we did break out of this triangle, but now we're just kind of trotting along the top of the trend line and kind of seeing lower lows. We could even say that moving this trend line up would be a much clearer chart pattern. And because we're just seeing stuff breaking down, support looks like it's sitting at about $110 if this does not hold. Again, Litecoin does have a lot going for it, but price is not reflecting that. Now, among those things is NASDAQ, Abra, ShiftCard. They have a mainnet. I think they have a bunch of listings going on, but again, the price is not reflecting that. And given that we're up an insane amount for the year, I wouldn't be surprised that we break down past this triangle. You can see that this is obvious support right here. This is like critical support of 108. If we do break down past 108, it's gonna be ugly. But since we're still staying in this triangle without a confirmation, we're not gonna know. And I want to get your guys' opinion because I know a lot of you are just buying and holding, and not trading, and whatever happens, you don't care about the price. You're simply buying and holding. But I do want to get your guys' opinion on this because if we do break down, and some of you might have bought right over here, maybe close to the top, how long do you expect to hold if we do hit a bear trend? Are you expecting to just hold on to this position no matter what? Or somehow get rid of it if we do break down past the critical support? So in the comments, let me know what you guys think about this. Because I'll be honest with you, in 2014, I held on to some Litecoin, and I held on to it for 3 years or 4 years until we did hit 300 bucks, and then I sold some. Let me show you guys a quick chart of 2014 Litecoin. Do you see any similarities? I know I see quite a few similarities, given that we have a very similar triangle that we did break out of right over here. We did break out of, and I know it's not exactly the same, but we do have the same support floor that we have right now. And eventually, we broke down below it, established the support that we have now as resistance, and broke down even further, all the way down to, I think, what, $3, $1, $1. Okay, we broke down past $1. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if we did the same thing right over here. I mean, guys, we're up still 2,700% for the year. So we do have a lot of room to fall down. By technical analysis, the support sits right about here, right about $40 is where support sits by technical analysis. Now I know you guys don't want to hear any bearish news, and I think it is possible that we still bounce up. I think there's still an opportunity to bounce up given that the crypto market recovers and still keep going with the trend. But do take into account the risk that we could break down past the support and be in a prolonged bear trend, just like Charlie Lee did mention when he sold all of his Litecoin right up top. And this is a possibility, okay? So take that into account for those of you simply holding and not caring about the price. Now Tron is interesting. It's been flying for the past couple of weeks, and main reason for that, I think it's going to be the news surrounding Tron, and they have a mainnet launch on the 31st of May. They have a, what is this? So they have a bunch of launches coming out. They had a bunch of listings. Justin Sun is just doing a fantastic job with marketing, and I know a lot of you guys are in Tron because of that. They got so many events. They got so many partnerships. And by the way, CoinMarketCal, it's like the same thing as CoinMarketCap, except it lists all the events, and this is definitely the place to go if you're looking at crypto news. You can see the validated, so you're not getting any fake news most of the time. You can see this is 39% validated, so this is probably a bunch of garbage. Okay, so you can just pick your coin, and then you get all the news surrounding that. Now, Tron, for the 31st of May and the 25th of May, given that we do have some really good news like the mainnet launch, what happens after is generally after, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So I'm expecting that a couple of days before the mainnet launch, if Tron does break out, here's Tron. If Tron does break out of this triangle, the next level that I'm looking at is going to be this level right over here, if we're looking at Tron against Bitcoin. And after the mainnet launch, we're definitely going to see a sell-off, because that's just simply what happens. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So do not hold past the mainnet launch. If you're trading, if you're just holding on, again, it doesn't make sense if we do see a huge, if you're making a couple 100%, it doesn't make sense to hold. At least sell some of your position, take some profit, and let some ride. That's definitely the best option here. Now let's move on to EOS, one of my favorite projects. And given that EOS has seen some huge rising in the past couple of weeks, and we did see a sell-off, but I was telling everybody, even though EOS did not have a project, the people behind it, Dan Larimer, this is not his first rodeo. And right over here, I was going all in on EOS. And unfortunately, I didn't hold all the way to the top. I sold probably right over here, most of my position, and let some ride. Got back in right over here. Look, EOS, even though it does not have a project yet, we're seeing this massive rise in EOS. And what we have coming up is EOS's platform is launching, I think, right over here, the 2nd of June. And given that EOS's product is what they say it is, what Dan Larimer has said it is, it's going to be massive. And if projects are being built on EOS and it's significantly better than Ethereum in many ways, then these are not going to be comparable to what we're going to, what the kind of gains we're going to see afterwards. After consolidating, I think we're going to, after the mainnet launch, maybe we'll see a bounce and then a sell-off. After the launch, buy the rumor, sell the news. When we do see projects starting to come up on EOS, this is gonna look like this, and then I'm guessing we're gonna see a breakout for this. I've been all for EOS for the past year and a half now, when everybody was saying it was a scam. But given that their product is what they say it is, we're gonna see insane gains in EOS. And of course, that does have to do with Bitcoin to some extent, because if Bitcoin does start crashing down, and we're going to go over that in a second, then we won't see that for a while. But I think this is a very high possibility. Now let's finish off the video talking about Bitcoin really quick. Let's check out the Bitcoin charts. So what do we see in Bitcoin right now? I just got a brand new chart since last week, and what we have right here is, again, Bitcoin did break out of this prolonged, first bear channel, and now we're just kind of at a crossroads, because what we have here is some major support, and I said if we stay at this support, if we don't break down below 7,800, if we just stay this, and because we do have a bull pennant forming right now, which I think we're gonna break out, then we may see a nice altcoin cycle in the near future. But again, this is only gonna happen with the confirmation of a break above $9,100. Another possibility is, if we do keep breaking down and we break down below this trend line, it's going to get pretty ugly, and the next support is going to be around $4,900. Now, every single time we did have the consensus in the past, I think last week we had the consensus, and every time Bitcoin rallied an insane amount. This time we don't see that, and given that this is still an option, I'm only looking at confirmations to take on any trades, whether it be adding to a position or cutting positions. I'm only going to be cutting positions if we're breaking down below 70, 79, 70, 800 level. But until then, I'm looking for a confirmation, whether it be up or down. People are stacking up on Ethereum, and you know what happens when Bitcoin dominance starts to go down with Ethereum dominance starting to go up. People are using Ethereum to get into altcoins. So right now we're seeing that the dominance of Ethereum is trending upwards. Given the signal that we are probably going to see an altcoin cycle if Bitcoin doesn't completely crash into the gutter. So let's see in the next couple of days what we're going to see, whether it be a breakdown below 7,800 or we do see a break above this line, the 9,100, and we see an altcoin cycle. But where we do see massive resistance is right over here. So this would be a perfect, this coincides with the timeline really well. A nice altcoin cycle for a month or so once we do hit this resistance, and then we can reevaluate and reassess the market right over here at about $11,600, $12,000, whether we're going to come back down and make lower lows for a potential $5,000 hit and reversal into the full new bear trend, or a prolonged bear trend where we see even lower lows. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but this is a possibility. Just look at the previous market cycles, okay? It happens. So take this into account and assess the market based on confirmation of what we see in the next couple of weeks, whether it be down or up. And I'm hoping for a nice alt season so we can get these gains, get out of this bear trend. I know a lot of you have been sitting on these positions for a long time. And give me your feedback. Let me know what you guys think about these coins, what's going to happen with the market. I'd love to discuss with you in the comments. All right, this has been the weekly market update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to chat with you and discuss any ideas. And stay tuned for the next video coming up on Sunday. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe. It motivates me to do a lot more content for you guys. And I really love teaching people about crypto. It's a huge financial revolution, and I think everybody should be a part of it. All right, guys, stay tuned for the next video. Cheers.